Good day, it's John Bommarito with another Acoustic Alternatives playlist. Today, I welcome my first guest to the program since I went the video route. It's a chat with a producer who wears many hats, Andy Reid. He's got two projects that came out in April, and we'll talk about both at the end of the show, something I've been meaning to do since March. Also this week, putting the spotlight on a great band who don't get nearly enough attention, Scars on 45. Not an official Radical Revisions week, but also plenty of covers this week. However, starting things off, it's a TV performance from Rochester, Michigan's Olivia Dear, doing one of her latest songs called Better. I do, in fact, want to be better. I'm trying really hard, failing occasionally, and even doing some things worse. But this beautiful song may help me, and maybe even you. I've had the pleasure of interviewing Scars on 45 on a couple of occasions and witnessed many live performances in very small places. They are a very overlooked act who may have more success here in the USA than in their native land. It's a shame, really. They should be huge everywhere, and I am crazy for them, just like they are in Crazy for You. Up next, a duo called the Williams Brothers. Put this one on when you need a good cry. It's called Broken Things. It worked perfectly for me. It's a song written by Julie Miller and performed by the nephews of Andy Williams, again, the Williams Brothers. They charted in 1992 with the next song in the playlist called Can't Cry Hard Enough. Sorry, made you cry twice. So many good versions of this next song, Ain't No Sunshine, the Bill Withers classic, are out there, but one of the world's biggest stars, Ed Sheeran, did it on the Colbert Show a few years ago. Well done, Ed. Love You for a Long Time by Maggie Rogers is one of my favorite current songs, released earlier this year by the artist Maggie Rogers, but not on her latest album. This is the only good acoustic version I could find. Michigander, Jason Singer, takes it on. Not quite as sweet as the original, but it's a very nice stab at one of my favorites again of this year. Back to Scars on 45, one of the songs that actually got radio play, Heart on Fire, recorded somewhere other than in Michigan, where I know they got airplay. This is a song you would swear is called Hearts on Fire, but no, it's Heart on Fire, and that's right. One of the country's best songwriters, and she sings beautifully too. This is Lori McKenna next, someone who does the mom role very well while juggling the songwriting role too. I'm always impressed with her. People Get Old is the one we have on the playlist today. She'll have a new album out in July. July 24th is the release. This is an older one from her. As I mentioned at the top of the show, we will chat with producer Andy Reid about two of his projects that he's done. One of them is a Tom Petty tribute album, and Jen Cass and her band The Lucky Nows are taking on one of my favorite Tom Petty songs, the one called Walls. Following that, a song that's not on Liz Longley's new record. In fact, it was released by an artist called Hadwin and features her voice. It's called Human, and the song was recently featured on an MTV show, so she decided to make this beautiful video for her solo version of it. It has never been harder to be human in my entire life. And only one of the reasons for that is no human touch. Rick Springfield updates one of his songs from the 80s, Human Touch. A chance to smile, not that anyone will see it behind your mask or if you're homebound. Speaking of homebound, homeward bound, Simon and Garfunkel are part of the soundtrack of my life. He's one artist I've never seen live that I'll regret not seeing if I don't get the chance. Another one from the Tom Petty tribute album. This is the one that leads off the disc, J.D. Dominowski. It's the song Refugee, and I'll chat with Andy Reid later in the program about this excellent new Tom Petty tribute disc. Back to Scars on 45, again, another excellent track from them. This one called Golden. I have fond memories of seeing them perform in my friends Kathy and Dan's backyard. The quote, the lyric, "Together we're golden." What a nice feeling. Alice Paul has been very busy playing online shows lately, and I was very happy to see him team up with someone I don't see enough of, the lovely Antje Duvakot. They take on a Joni Mitchell song called Circle Game in this video. Back to the Tom Petty tribute album for Even the Losers, performed here by Leland Blue. You'll hear more about that with producer Andy Reid. Stay with me, it's coming up near the end of the show. Another one from Rick Springfield. This one came up after the other Rick Springfield video I sought out. Back in his heyday, I actually saw him 3 times at very large venues like Pine Knob. Never quite acoustic like in this video until a duo show he did with Richard Marx at the Fox Theater a couple years back. Not quite done with Scars on 45 for today. This one's called Promises and Empty Words. So many good songs. Here is one of their earliest. This one hurts, but they make it sound beautiful. Then another Tom Petty tribute song from another Michigan artist, Sarah Sinjic, taking on Learning to Fly. It's almost time for that chat with Andy Reid to talk about the Tom Petty tribute album Echoes Remembering the Music of Tom Petty. Coming down is the hardest thing, as the lyric reminds me. Recently, I saw Kenny Loggins discuss the song The Real Thing in a performance he did to help save a theater in Santa Barbara. He started writing it for one reason and realized when he was done that he was basically predicting his divorce with the song. Love should teach you joy, not the imitation your mama and daddy tried to show you. What a heartbreaking and all too real lyric. Okay, I might make you cry again. Sorry about that. The lyric from Where Have You Been from Kathy Mattea. I'm just not myself when you're away. Such a beautiful song about true love. I hope you have yours. A second song from Liz Longley on today's playlist. Liz is supposed to get married this year. I think it's been delayed by the pandemic, so she tells me. So I doubt she'll be writing these perfect sad songs anymore, at least I hope not. These songs must be hard for her to perform now because at last check she is incredibly happy in a relationship. She has a way with words, that beautiful voice too. I just love this one called Never Really Mine. I've been chatting with one of my friends about the 80s a lot lately, and this one came up from Phil Collins from his second solo album, Hello, I Must Be Going. Don't let him steal your heart away. Ouch. Tried to change the mood a little bit with something from Jonathan Colton, tried to find something silly and funny to follow that sad set, but this one is one of the few not too silly songs in his catalog. The lyric made me think not just about the thought of going round and round with someone, but that even if you are separated by miles, you can look in the sky and see the same moon, or sun, or sky, or stars, wherever you are. A final one from Scars on 45 on the playlist today. This one's called Teenage Superstars. Earlier in this set, they referenced being golden with the lyric, Together We're Golden. This one seems to be the follow-up story. Check that one out. Up next was Stolen Silver. They reworked one of their older songs for this lovely acoustic version of Awake and Alive. Dan Myers from the band was kind enough to send this one to me recently to share with you. Jacob Moon is another artist I strongly encourage you to watch at least one of his online shows. He's been doing them quite a bit. I really enjoyed his Elvis Costello cover show this week. This song from Rush's catalog, Subdivisions, was my introduction to him many years ago. He really knows a lot of different songs from a lot of different artists and is trying to feed his family by playing online. He's got his own original music too. Look him up. Well worth looking up. Now it's time for my chat with Andy Reid, producer, performer. He'll be chatting about two things, an EP that he put out himself and a covers album featuring Tom Petty songs. And then I will follow that up with two more of the Tom Petty songs, I Won't Back Down, performed by Stephen Colorari, and Amy Petty, no relation to Tom Petty, and the rockin' version, and definitive version in my mind, of Runnin' Down a Dream. Hope you enjoyed today's show. Thanks for checking it out. Share it with your friends if you like.